Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Georgia from Georgia's Shenanigans. Today I want to show you how to make an adjustable bracelet using cord and a square knot. You can see on this one here, this one's done using a metallic cord, but they're fully adjustable, and the little knot in the middle is just what's called a square knot. So I'll show you how to tie them and how to finish off the bracelet. They've got two little beads dangling on them. They're quite pretty, really popular at the moment. They can be stacked or worn alone. So this one is a amethyst one using a 10mm and some 8mm and 6mm. And then the little beads on the end are 6mm. This one's a turquoise one. It's the same thing, a 10, 8s and 6s with the little dangles, and you've got some little spacer beads in there as well. They slide really nicely. This one is a white stone. I don't know what kind of stone it is, with the little silver spacers. This one's on a nylon cord, which is what we're going to be using today. And again, it has the square knot to make it adjustable. So let me get some beads and tools together, and I'll show you how to make them. Okay, I'm back. So what you'll need for this particular one, I've chosen some 8mm and 6mm chalcedony stones for the beads. I've got some little spacers here. So there's 6 spacers and a little bail. We're going to put a bail in the middle with a couple of charms on it. You'll need 2 pieces of cord, one about 24 inches or 60 centimetres and one about 12 inches or 30 centimetres. The shorter one's for tying your knot, and the pliers are purely for opening your jump ring to pop your charms on. So cut yourself some cord. Now for my needle, I just use a piece of tiger tail wire. You could use a big eye needle if you wanted to. I just use the tiger tail. I just find it's easier. It doesn't, matter if you damage it. It's just a scrap piece of wire. So you start off by threading on your beads, obviously. Now, sometimes you will find, particularly with the smaller beads, but gemstone beads in general, they may be a bit tight on your wire. So you might need to grab yourself a pair of pliers and just pull them on. And also, if your beads do slide on easily, you may want to pop a bead stopper on the end. Clearly I don't need one because these beads aren't going to fall off. So now we've done 4 6mm, so we're going to do a spacer. And then we're going to do 3 of these ones. So I might just do these off camera and be right back. Okay, so I've strung the beads. I've put the little bail bead in the middle. So I'll just give you a closer look at that. And obviously that's where we're going to attach our charms. So this is how it looks. So make sure that you're roughly in the middle of your cord. So you've got a little bit sticking out on either side. And the other thing is just make sure that your beads aren't too tight, because you don't want it to be stiff. Even like the cord will give a bit anyway with wear. But yeah, you don't want it to be too tight. So now what I do is I generally tie a knot at either end of the string. I apologise for the gloves and my very cold fingers this morning. It's coming into winter here in Australia, and got a bit of a cold snap going on. So yeah, it's quite chilly at the moment. So just tie yourself a knot there, separate your tails and pull down on it, which will help it to move along to the bead. Same on this end. Okay, so what you want to do is put your tails together in the opposite directions, so they're crossing over each other. And then you want to pop yourself a bead stopper or some sort of clip to hold the strings while you knot them. This is how I do it. You can do it however you like, really. This is just how I do it. So you want to hold them fairly evenly and firmly. Okay. Now you want to grab your shorter piece of cord and roughly the middle, just tie a single overhand knot just to hold it in place. And again, you know, this is just how I do it. There's loads of videos out there on how to tie square knots. So it's entirely up to you what your preferred method is. So to begin, we start with a P shape, and then this side, you want to bring it over the top and then under and through the hole, and then tighten it up. And then for the other half of your knot, you want to do the same thing but on the opposite side. So you want to make like a Q shape, bring the other tail over, go under and through that loop, and tighten it up. So that's one set. Same thing again, just repeat. I usually do 4, but it's up to you how many you want to do. So there's the P. And the Q. P. And the Q. And you can, you know, have a look, see if it's as, you know, sort of the length that you want. I'm going to do one more set. P and Q. And it's important to alternate the sides, as in the P and the Q. If you don't, it'll sort of spiral, and you know, it can be like not a good look. You know, you might be making a piece where you want that to happen, but in this case we don't want that to happen. So now just check to make sure that your tails are sliding okay. To do that, just grab your tails, give them a pull. Mine don't seem to want to slide right now, but they will. So obviously you don't want to tie your square knot too tight because your tails won't slide. Now what I do is just an overhand knot, just to finish it off. And this, well, this can take a little perfecting because you don't want a big, ugly knot at the end. Some people have other ways of doing it. They use their needle to push the tails back through the knots and things like that. I don't tend to do that for these, but you know, you can do it however you want to do it. Make sure it's nice and tight. Grab your scissors. Now you want to snip it off fairly close to the knot. Make sure too that you cut the right tails. You don't want to cut the tails off your bracelet. And also, because this is a sliding knot, you can't really use any glue on it. Because obviously, if you put glue on it, then it's not going to slide anymore. So pull all your tails out of the way. Everything back out of the way as much as you can. And you're left with your two tiny little tails. And what you want to do is you want to burn the ends of them. Now, when you're burning, you don't want to catch it on fire because you're just going to end up with a big black blob. So you just move your flame closer, or you might have a thread zapper. I find thread zappers don't really work all that well, so I always just use a lighter. But yeah, you do need to be a little bit careful. Okay, so that will be just fine. So now you want to pop your little dangles on the ends. So pull your tails up. Now this is going to be the hard part, is getting the ends through your little beads. So this side will be easy enough because you've got the loop. So pop your needle back on your thread, pop that through, grab your pliers and give it a pull. Then you want to tie a knot. Just a single overhand knot will do for these particular beads. If you were using like a ceramic bead or wooden beads, you might have to do like a surgeon's knot because you don't want your bead to slip off the end. Just grab your pliers, give that a good pull. And we'll finish that end off in a sec. Now, this is the tricky one because clearly you're not going to get 4 strands through these beads, so just do one at a time. So that's the first one, and now this one is going to be the hard one. You might have to finagle it a bit, but just do the best you can. Don't give up. Oh, as tempting as it is sometimes. Okay. Another reason that it's a good idea to use wire, because whatever needle you use is going to be wrecked. Okay, so I got it through eventually. Okay, so tie a knot in this end. Try to make it about the same length as your other end. And I can't even tie the knot now, my hands are exhausted from that battle. I broke the wire and all sorts of stuff. Anywho, so as I said, try and make it, roughly the same length. They don't have to be exact. Get a nice tug on the end there. Now the other thing is, where you place your little beads on the tail, you have to make sure you need enough length that you can open the bracelet. So that's just a little tip. You don't want to tie it all up and find you can't open it enough to get it over your hand. So grab your scissors, snip the ends off. Now you could just leave them if you wanted to. That's fine. I always just melt them a little bit. Just don't have to worry about any fraying or anything then. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so now what we need to do is pop our charms on, which is very, very easy. Now, in my battle with the cord, I lost my jump ring somewhere. Okay, I thought what I might do is grab an oval jump ring. They are good on things like this because the pressure on the ring isn't on the opening. Because they open in the middle, like that, the pressure will be on the ends here, not on the opening. So hopefully this one's big enough, should be. So pop your charms on, pop your bail on. Sometimes it could be a bit tricky when it's really small. And then do it up. Which sometimes is easier said than done. Yep, that's fine. And there you have it. There is your corded bracelet. It's adjustable and little charms on the end or in the middle. And there you have it. So thanks very much for watching. All my jewellery items are in my stores, which the links are in the description. So thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Would be fantastic if you could like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks very much.